Okay, everybody, yes, I'm a hot mess because behind me is something. If you are in any way not going to want to see this, if you're offended by hunting, if you're offended by anything to do with processing of meat, anything to do with that, walk away from this video. I will probably have commenting turned off for this video. Number 2, I am not a professional. Number 3, the blessing I got from the gift of this animal is going to help get me through the winter months and probably a lot more. Plus, I share this with the person because this was on a private property that I know the person. So, anyways, that's what this is all about. So, I just thought I would vlog this, and like I said, I'm not a professional. I did this when I was like a teenager, helping my parents. My brothers would go out hunting. They would hang up the deer. After a couple of days, they would go ahead and skin the deer, and then it would be up to me and my mom to process the deer and to get all the meat packaged and put away. So I figured, why not vlog and show you, because this is real life. This is how, especially if you're a prepper or someone like that, this is real life. This is how things go down. This is really what, if you are offended, it's because you're not ready to face the reality that someday you may have to do this yourself. The kids that I gave birth to, my children, grew up knowing what life was about, knowing how all this was about. Not that if you want meat, you go to the grocery store and that's where meat came from. That's not where meat came from. So if you're offended, go somewhere else for a video, because today, this video is about the fact that I went hunting. I wasn't 10 minutes into the hunt, and the goddess presented me with the beautiful gift of this creature who is providing me with many meals of meat and meat to share with others. And it was a perfect shot, shoulder shot, which it was just perfect. Let's just say that. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of me processing the deer. I'm not going to go through the whole process. I'm just going to be taking meat off. I'm going to be packaging it and getting it ready for the freezer. So come along with me. I will also be showing you some cooking vlogs on cooking venison. So everybody, I hope you enjoy this. So hang on. And by the way, it is already, and it's cold. It is warm here in Missouri, so this deer has been packed with ice. As you can, I don't know if you can see that, there is a bag of ice and ice. It got cold last night, so it is ready to be processed. It's been skinned last night, and drained, so we're ready to go ahead and cut. I'm not a professional. I'm not going to cut it professionally. I'm simply going to follow all the lines just like I did when I was a teenager helping my parents process deer. And yes, there's going to be hair. Yes, this will all have to be cleaned after I get it separated into bowls, into bags, and then it goes inside to be cleaned and finished processing. So if you're offended by a little bit of blood and a little bit of meat, that is real life, don't watch. Hang out with me, guys. So I'll probably go ahead and add some music to this. And I am not going to physically cut the bone. Most people will show you it laying on a table, but because I do not have that available to me, what I'm going to do is cut right along the difference. You see the muscles and the tendons, that's where I'm going to cut. I'm not going to cut the tendons that go to the legs because then the deer will fall off the rack. So it's just a very simple, and because I am one person, I'm here at a joint and a bone. I'm going to cut right down along that. Come in here to that bone. Gonna follow this to that bone. Come right down. Like I said, I am one person, so I'm going to reach right in there. I don't need to package my meat into big packages. And I want to show you this. This is a beautiful roast. It could also be taken down, cut into steaks. Or any other thing. I have everything set on the front of a mule. It's a big thing that goes through the woods. So this still has to be cleaned. And I also have a terry cloth rag laying here to wipe my hands off. So it's very simple. I'm going to come in here, avoiding this. And like I was saying, my packages of meat do not have to be very big. I'm just one person. Any of the little pieces of meat that I'm going to cut off later will go into bags for stew meat. Come in. Right down there. I'm going to need this one piece right here. That's simple. I'm going to come here. I'm going to remove this next section. Cut in right nice and close. Avoid that tendon. And cut right down alongside of it. Come in here. Just like that. And we have another piece. Yes, there's hair. Yes, it has to be cleaned. Before I go any farther, I want to remove the back strap. So I'm going to come in right here, this nice tender piece of meat, right along the spine. I'm going to cut all the way down. All the way up to the shoulders. I'm going to come way over here to where I can feel the ribs. This is a nice, big, healthy deer. I'm going to cut it just like this, around. I'm going to open this up, reach in there, and I'm going to pull that all up. This piece of meat is called the tenderloin or the backstrap. This is the most tenderest piece of meat on the deer. It is the most sought after. And that piece will be cut down to probably 3 to 4 pieces of meat, because that is a lot of meat and a lot of eating on that one piece for 1 to 2 people. So I'm going to go ahead and finish processing this meat here that's over the ribs. I don't know if you could see that. Let me show you. This is right here. This is where the shot exited. It was a shoulder shot, came through on the ribs. So I have one good front shoulder. The deer here in Missouri are a lot smaller than the deer I'm used to in upstate New York. So the shoulders are considerably smaller on the front. So I'm going to come in here, get this rib meat, get that off. And the ribs really don't have a whole lot of meat. That will be a little job for just a little later. But I am going to come in here and get this piece of rib meat, which will be used for stew. It's not a lot, but that will be cut up for stew. Like I said, a lot of this I will be coming back afterwards, and all these little pieces you see me pulling off will be packaged up for stew meat. And I will come back in here, get a hold of this. For some reason I have like a rib right there that may be a broken rib that's sticking up, not letting me get to where I want to be to get this rib meat here also. Get that off there. And I'm going to stop cutting right here at the shoulder. This is also good rib meat that will get cut up for stew meat. Or it's also really good to make beef jerky. Alright, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to get this roast while I'm right here, avoiding that tendon. Nice small roast. And like I said, any of this meat that I've left behind, by cutting it off in small pieces now, I have smaller packages all ready to go into bags because I'm one person. I don't need a huge roast that's going to partially go to waste. So there's no need for big roasts. I'm avoiding the butt area. Like I said, that's a good size roast for one person. Now a family would probably make one big roast out of what I just cut off. And for a family, that's fine. But for one person, processing a deer is different. Again, this will probably be stew meat or steaks. I got quite a bit of hair on my hands. Gonna take a second, wipe that off. Like I said, all the smaller pieces I'll be coming back, like this here. I'll come back and just cut this out, avoiding the butt part. I'll be coming back in, getting a better, good piece on that. Right now we're gonna swing it around. can show you this side. I shot in the front shoulder on this side, so the front shoulder's pretty much obliterated here, which is where you want to shoot. So I'm going to go ahead, just like before, on the other side, avoid that tendon. This is a big old piece of fat. I don't need that on my meat, so we're going to cut that off. This is, like I said, good, healthy fat here. You have a tile, pursue it. Follow that muscle or tendon that is right there. Bring it down. And before anybody's curious, I gave the deer a kiss. I thank the gods for the wonderful gift, because this is a wonderful gift to have the blessing. Oh, I didn't show you that. Look at the size of that roast. That's more than I could eat. It has to be split. I'm going to put some extra plastic right there to lay the meat on because my thing is full. I'm going to avoid the tendon. Come in here. Get this piece. Slide myself with something. Comes to the joint. Now, I grew up at a time where, you know, I didn't know we were poor. I guess that was blissful. Nice piece there. You know, there's no shame for not having money, and nobody should be shamed for not having things other people have. I grew up with my parents always, you know, having a freezer full of venison, and we ate venison all year long. You know, we very seldom had beef. You know, if we had hamburger, that was about the extent of our beef. But to have beef to eat was like unheard of. Very seldom do we have actual beef. Now, I don't have the heart from this deer because I did kind of obliterate the heart a little bit, and it was also a lung shot, so I didn't get those pieces of meat. But, you know, it happens. Look at this. I'm trying to avoid that tendon. Come right down to here. Get this piece of meat. Cut down to here. And take that off.
One is open and closed.
You can close it. That way there's no You're just coming to check to make sure I was doing okay, that I didn't need like a sharp knife, or this knife is doing fine at this point. You know, that's fine. So, he's kind of hurting. It took two of us to move this deer. Both of us have bad backs, and his back is like total crippled. So we really had a wicked time getting it to where we could pull it down the hill with a four-wheeler. So, because I was quite a ways away when I got this. There was no dragging out on the way back to the house. So, oh, look at that. Roll right out of there. How nice. Perfect. Right at the end, by the shoulder. Wow, another nice big piece of back strap. Hold that up. So, again, like I said, this all goes inside, gets cleaned, and then packaged. So, I have this nice little piece of meat right here. That's kind of just dangling there because of the way I cut the other piece of meat. So, we'll set that right there. Alright, now, like I said, I have some cleanup to do. on this. And I'll probably start with my little pieces right there, right there, so. Now I'm not going to get overly picky. That is bone. That's bone, guys. I'm right up to bone. That is hip bone. So don't yell at me in the comments. Again, we're going to come down and get this rib meat. We're going to come below this and get this rib meat. Like I said, I don't keep the ribs, but I will take the rib meat off. That's going to be a steak right there. And again, this hard piece of fat I will clean off inside. And I have this piece of rib meat that has to come off. Maybe not. No. Shot, went through there, kind of kitty corner there, and I have shot right there. I'm not touching that piece. Nope. There's a lot of blood coagulating there where some of the bullet went through there. So I've had shot meat before, and I've gotten sick off of it. So it is better to be safe than sorry. So that shot piece of meat that I just tried to cut off there is staying. So I'm now to trimming up there smaller pieces. That's really close to that. I don't want to do that until I'm ready to take the gear off. I do have a front shoulder here that I need to work on. And once I do this, she will probably come off. So, let's see. You're not going to see me for a minute, but you're going to see deer here do not have much meat on the front shoulder. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get a roast size piece, but we'll see what we can get. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice, nice. I'm sorry you guys can't see me, but I was trying to tell my friends about how little you can have from the shoulder here in Missouri. Yeah, so. More smaller pieces. Another small piece. That is all tendon. Okay. Let's go. Boom. Like I said, the shoulder really doesn't have a whole lot of meat. Now, I'm going to take the upper shoulder along the neck. There's some nice roast. I know you can't see me, but I'm just going to pull these off. Now, these are along the upper shoulder by the neck. As you can see, the one was bigger than the other because the one shoulder I shot through. So I had a part that I couldn't cut off. So there's that piece. And like I said, I have some cleanup to still do. But I'm going to go ahead because that is the basics of me processing the deer. I have a lot of cleanup to do. I still have more meat to get off and smaller chunks that I will be using for stew meat. Little packages of stew meat. I have a lot of cleaning and processing. All the pieces of meat that I have here, they have to go in, get rinsed off, and packaged up and be put in the freezer. So everybody, Thank you for hanging out with me. I know this video is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, so I just want you to show everybody that regardless of your age, whether you're male or female, this is kind of like a gift. Now, I don't think everybody should go out there and just blast away at everything. Make sure you know where to shoot at. Make sure you know how to shoot. Practice hunter safety. I don't believe in just trophy hunting. I don't believe in just going out and hunting and leaving it lay either. I believe in what you're going to be shooting at. Like in some of my videos you'll see I will be posting me on the hunt the day before. I've seen a couple, but I won't shoot at something that's running away from me, because why do you want to shoot something in the butt? First of all, that's where most of the meat is. Second of all, you're not going to do anything other than hurt it, and it's going to go somewhere and either die or be infected, and somebody else is going to shoot it later, and it's going to be ruined, you know. So practice good etiquette when you're hunting, and use the meat that you get for your family. And that's the whole thing behind hunting, is the whole sustainability. And yes, I have gastroparesis, and yes, there's things I can't eat. Venison is one of those meats that will cook down tender. A lot of it's tender to begin with, and there's no preservatives. There's nothing added to it. This is real food. This is not got antibiotics and all the hormones and stuff added to it. This is good, clean living. And a lot of the foods that I can't eat is because a lot of it has all that junk added to it. Whereas hamburger I get from friends that have cows that have never had anything added to them and they just graze, that usually doesn't bother me. But if I go buy a piece of beef at the store, and even if I cook it down tender, it will bother me. So processing venison, this, when it cooks down, and I'll show you some videos and I'll teach people how to process. You know, if you cook things with a tomato on it, even if you don't eat the tomato, scoot it off. It will break down the enzymes and help that be tender. Break it down so that your body can process it. So that's how I can eat a lot of other things that, not a lot, but it helps make it so I can eat things. Anyways, everybody, so I hope everybody does at least watch this. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just a 55-year-old lady that went out and went hunting. I look a mess. I'm a hot mess because no sense of showering and stuff and being beautiful for a video of processing my deer. Hi everybody, we're at the end of the vlog. I've got all the deer meat packaged up, clean, cut up into manageable sizes for 1 to 2 people's meals. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be putting this into the freezer. I'll lay this out kind of flat in here. This is a shared freezer with a friend, and he already has some venison in here. What I did was, you can see how I did this. This is packaged so that I have like 3 to 4 small packages inside of another package. All the air is pushed out. And I'm going to be laying these out flat. A lot of mine are left in roast, small roast. These can be either left as roast, cut up for stew meat, steaks, whatever I want to do with them. And whenever I want like stew meat, and then I have some that are already cut up in steaks, if I decide I just want to grab a package of steaks, thaw them out, throw them in the pan, done with it. I do have some packages that are just steaks. And I have what is called mystery meat. It's not really mystery meat, it's just small chunks of meat that weren't big enough for roast. I didn't want to take time to cut them up into stew meat or steaks or whatever. They're just little pieces of meat that can be used for stew meat or steaks, and that can be decided at any time down the road. And then I also have a package with my neck roasts in it. I was glad to be able to have some neck roasts. And again, some of the mystery meats. And more roasts. Again, I'm staggering these so that they freeze well. And last but not least is my back straps, or the tenderloins off of the deer. I was able to cut these down into 8 small, manageable meals. And I have one thing I have to do, so I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, because I am done processing my deer now, and I have to take my tag, and it has to go in with one of the packages. So I'm taking my baggie of back straps. I'm going to open this, and I'm putting my tag with my confirmation number, and I'm putting it in with one of the packages. It's going to be in here for quite a while because it is the back strap, and that is one of the packages of meat that'll last quite a while. So they can see my confirmation and everything right on the package through the plastic wrap. So that is done per the law for the state. And I had this bucket heaped full. It was heavy. And so there you have it. I have packaged up, I don't know how many packages of meat, plus I have meat to get home with me, to go in my freezer at home. And this is a blessing. And I will show you, I know a lot of people are like, you have this stomach problem, how can you eat meat like that? It's not how you can eat, it's how you cook it. Cooking it down so that it's tender, and venison should be tender in the first place. And cutting this up, it is a very tender deer, so, and eating in small quantities. So, everybody, thanks for watching, and follow me on this journey. Bye, everybody.